My name's Kevin Oscar, the president of Prime Rogue Inc. Let's not fuck about it and let's get right to it. Bill C-2 in Canada, which is being sold as a border security bill, that's bullshit camouflage. This thing is a full stack expansion of state power, surveillance power, enforcement power, discretionary power, wrapped in some bullshit feel good narrative about fentanyl and irregular migration. But when you peel that onion off, what's inside is basically a weapon that's pointed straight at civil liberties, refugee rights, and anyone that the government decides on any given fucking day is inconvenient. And first, in terms of surveillance, C2 basically blows the doors wide open on warrantless searches and access to your personal information. It lets officials rummage through your data, your travel history, your documents, your mail, your communications metadata, your toilet paper, your cocktail napkins on thresholds that are so fucking low that they might as well be printed on that fucking cocktail napkin. And they don't need a judge. They don't need a warrant. They just need to decide that you're doing something border adjacent, which under this bill would mean practically every fucking thing we do on a daily basis. This is the kind of state overreach that would have made the architects of the war on terror blush. Second, and in terms of public interest powers, this is the part that should make every lawyer and every person with a pulse sit up. Bill C-2 gives bureaucrats the ability to cancel or suspend immigration applications, visa permits, and even people's status in Canada based on vague and completely undefined public interest grounds. No oversight, no clear criteria, no transparency. Just with a stroke of a pen, an idiotic officer in Ottawa or Gatineau can detonate a person's life, their education, their work, their family, without having to prove a goddamn thing in a real courtroom. It's the legal equivalent of because I said so. Third, and this might not be important to everybody, but refugee rights get gutted. The bill introduces new ways to deny asylum seekers a hearing or declare claims ineligible that are based on arbitrary timelines, travel routes, or even procedural technicalities. Canada likes to brag about being a leader in terms of refugee protection, but the truth is, this bill drives a bulldozer right through the principle of fairness and due process that's supposed to lay at the heart of this paradigm. It treats vulnerable people like a border management problem instead of fucking human beings that are fleeing danger. And the kicker, C2 massively expands the government's ability to search your packages, search your mail, search your cargo and your digital footprint, and they're not only just process it, but then share what they find with foreign intelligence services. So your personal information, it doesn't just vanish into the Canadian bureaucracy. It can end up in a foreign database that you'll never see, never challenge, never fucking know about until it's too late. And once your data crosses a border, it's gone. There's no takesy-backsies. And the whole goddamn thing is a fucking omnibus bill. It amends the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act, the Customs Act, criminal provision, intelligence framework, everything. Bills like this hide landmines. Parliamentarians barely have time to read a single fucking major reform, never mind 20 fucking mashed together. And that's by design. It's how you smuggle in powers that would start a fucking riot if they were introduced openly in a fucking 1% of the Canadian population knew how to read a fucking piece of legislation. So what's the moral of the story? Bill C-2 is dangerous because it normalizes a Canada where the state can surveil more, intervene more, search more, share more, and justify it all under this bullshit fog of security. And once these powers exist, they will never, and I mean never, shrink. They will get used, they will get expanded, they will become entrenched, and eventually they will be aimed at people like you and me who were never supposed to be targets. This isn't about borders, it's about building the machinery of state control behind a border narrative. And if we don't stop it now, if we let this thing slide because the branding feels safe, we're going to wake up one day in a country that doesn't look anything like the fucking country we live in now and that our forefathers built. Basically, we are building a Canadian dystopia. And that's why Bill C-2 is so fucking dangerous. And that's why we need to kill it before it kills the rights it claims to protect in the very first place.